Good morning, everybody. It's Barb Katie here, and guess what? You're right. It is snowing again in West Virginia. Surprise, surprise, surprise. We didn't get too much last night, about 4 inches, but it was enough to actually have to shovel a little bit today. And so that's what I've been doing before we had a chance to talk with each other. And I thought I might just share with you what I woke up to this morning. I know some of you have had a lot more snow than we have here today, and I know some of you are basking in the sunshine because I just talked to my brother in Jacksonville, Florida a little bit ago, and his weather certainly does not reflect the weather we're having here in the hills of West Virginia. So, with that in mind, here we go. This is out my bedroom window when I woke up this morning. It's what I saw. A nice little covering of snow in the trees and on the mountain on the other side of the road where I live. And then this is out on the deck looking out the other way. And you can see that, again, the snow is happily laying here, there, and everywhere. And the main road to town is covered. So I went through the house, picking up a few things from the night before and getting ready to start the day. And looked out the front door. And oh my goodness, we had a little snow out front too, but the plow had already gone through from the neighbor up the hill, and he had cleaned the main road in front of the house. It's a little road in our little hollow, but it helps out a lot that he brings his pickup down and plows for us to make sure that the road out front is open and we can get out of our driveways. And then I went out right before I came in to talk to you all and shoveled the walk up to the mailbox and my driveway out so that I could get the car out to go to Tops later on today. So far, it looks like we're going to have a meeting. Our policy generally is if school is in session, we have a Tops meeting. If school isn't in session, then we don't have a Tops meeting. That way we don't have to do a lot of extra phone calls and worrying about somebody getting the word because the school schedule is posted pretty early in the morning. And at 6 a.m. today, they were in fact going to have school. So that brings me to the topic of the day. If we do not have a Tops meeting, and if it had not snowed today, what would I have been doing for most of the day? I don't know how many of you got a chance to visit with us on Saturday when we did the first Tops talk, and President Rick met with Jody Stolove, our very first Tops talk speaker. You may have seen her at IRD when she did 4 mini sessions on different types of movement that you can do from a chair. And the reason I wanted to talk with you about this is I think we put restrictions on ourselves sometimes that we really don't have to. We either set ourselves up for very high expectations, make no expectations for ourselves at all, or dare I say at times we even maybe make excuses. And particularly after Rick had met with Doug on Friday and had talked with Doug on his dedication to making sure that he exercises every day, I think that we get the idea that it's important to stay active. Now, not everybody is going to be able to achieve the remarkable challenge that Doug has been achieving since he began his journey. But everybody can move a little bit more than they have been. And gradually we can build up our activity level that will help us in so many ways. There's a doctor that I like to read that deals with movement at every age, and the importance of being able to stay active and fit. His name is Scott Lear. Some of you may know him. And one of his questions in one of his recent blogs was, can being active counteract sitting? And I challenge you to think about whether you're working or not working, whether you're retired, semi-retired, still in the workforce, whatever your role is in life, how much time a day do you actually spend being active? I know all of us have always heard you need to try to get in 30 to 60 minutes of activity a day. And a lot of people say, I can't do that. So they just quit right there. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I stop before I ever start. And that's counterintuitive. If in fact you want to live a long, healthy life, part of living a long, healthy life is being able to move through that life with some degree of safety and some degree of agility. I know you don't have to climb tall buildings at a single bound, and you don't have to run marathon races, but you need to at least be able to move as much as you can move given your physical limitations. And as we age, a lot of us do have physical mobility issues, which need to modify the things we may have always done all of our lives. You may, for example, no longer be comfortable roller skating. You may not want to risk a fall. You may not be comfortable hiking like you used to do because you're not as sure of your footing. And you can go through the whole list of things I used to do, but what are you doing now to keep yourself as active as you possibly can, given where you are physically at the time? And can you even improve where you are at the time? So, given that you're trying to get in your 30 to 60 minutes a day to stay active, dear goodness, in a day's time, that leaves 23 to 23 and a half hours that you're not doing anything or very little. Is that what you're meant to do? Is get up, go out, do your 30 minutes, and then go plunk yourself in a chair in front of the TV or reading a book or whatever else, working at a desk for the rest of the day? I don't think it's really good for us to be sitting all that much every day. These are supposed to be 24-hour activity guidelines that include sleep and non-exercise activity daily as well. And I say that seriously. You still need to move through your day. You may not be doing a set period of activity at a given time, but just sitting still for hours on end is not good for your health either. There have been increasing numbers of studies that are showing that it's very important to break up sitting with short rounds of light activity that can be very beneficial. Have you ever noticed after you've been sitting for a while, when you try to get up, certain parts of your body are moaning and groaning and cracking and popping and stiff and actually a little bit angry with you for sitting so long in one position? They've stiffened up. They're not as limber as they could be. Well, what would happen if we just made it a habit of every hour getting up out of a chair and moving around for about 5 minutes, just staying active? for 5 minutes every hour, on the hour or the half hour, however you want to schedule, but just getting yourself up about moving around. I know this morning, and it was actually before I brushed my teeth, I went out because our trash pickup comes on Monday morning, and shoveled a path to where we put our trash collection out, so that I would sure to have it up at the road by the time he got there. So they got me moving for just a few minutes. It didn't take long. I took the snow shovel out, made a path, took the trash up, came back to the house, and had my coffee. Then I went in and brushed my teeth. I know, too much information, but there you are. And I felt really good, you know. I was ready to get on with the day. A little bit later this morning, I got up a little bit early today. I took the pictures that I showed you, and the one behind me where the shoveled the walk up to the mailbox. And again, that was another way to get up, get out, get moving a little bit. And I have plans after we talk here, you know, that I will be getting up and out and trying to move a little bit more. And I think that I'm going to give this a try and see how it goes in terms of flexibility, mobility, balance, all those issues, to absolutely set my timer. And when it dings, just say, okay, it's time to get up and take a walkabout. Doesn't have to be a big walkabout, but I need to get up out of this chair because I do sit at my desk in my office sometimes way too long. And when I get up, I think, oh my goodness, everything's seized up on me. It's going to take a while to get everything moving in the right direction again. And just see if this makes a difference in my ability to perform what I do most days of the week, which is a small fitness routine that works for me, might not work for anybody else, but I do have a lady that I don't go every week to class, but I do go about once a month and check in, and she checks my progress and my fitness levels to see how I'm doing. And this is basically what I started, and you can see this was during COVID when I started this. There's a date up at the top. It was in October of 2020 that I began doing these, and these were things just to get me more active because we were having to stay home, and I was concerned because I couldn't go out and about and do the things that I normally did. I thought I needed to actually make some changes in my life, and I've been keeping at this ever since. It's not rocket science, it's not aggressive, it's got a little bit of strength, a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of cardio, all rolled into one little package. If I go through the whole process, it's going to take me about a half hour, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on how many reps of different things that I am wanting to try to challenge myself with that day. But the important thing is, I have a plan in place that works for me, that I am comfortable doing. And I hope that you have some type of plan in place to keep you active and in the world. One of the things that Mrs. Mans told me once, and I was so lucky to have had the opportunity to get to meet her, and she was aging. She had retired, and we would get to go out to the house sometimes and visit with her. And one of the things that she shared with me was that the thing she missed most, and by this time she, was pretty far along in years, was that her body no longer wanted to cooperate. She said her mind was still there, she was bright as a shining star through all of her life. But she had had some physical issues that had limited her ability to stay active. And she said, that's the thing I miss most. That I my body is no longer responsive to what I want to be able to do. And she said, Barbara, if you can do anything, stay active as long as you can. You know, that's part of living your healthy, best life. And I've always tried to remember what she told me and to embrace it fully. I'm not perfect by any means. I could do more, of course, but I do try to focus. And this article that I was reading and thinking about really got me to wake up a little bit to how many hours in a day we can, without paying attention, just sit in virtually one position. I know if you're working a regular job, there is going to be a period, probably of hours, where you're pretty much focused at your desk and on task. Even though you're given an opportunity to have a break, do you actually take advantage of that opportunity to try to get your body moving again, keep it flexible, keep it well lubricated and capable of getting you out the door to go home for the evening's activities when the time comes? I'm a firm believer in doing the best you can with what you have wherever you are. And sometimes all we have is our ability to stand up from the chair we're sitting in and walk around the house. Well, that's better than sitting in the chair you're sitting in all day long. So do what you can where you are today to move a little bit more. Every single hour, I challenge you to do that for your normal waking hours. Most of us sleep 8 hours a day. So that's going to give us 16 hours in which every hour we can move a little bit. If it's 5 minutes, think of it. How many minutes will that be in a day if you just take 5 minutes every hour? The 30 minutes will somehow seem really small, because 16 times 5, if I'm doing the math correctly, is 90 minutes of activity. It's not sustained activity, true enough. It's not vigorous, aggressive activity, but it is movement. And that's a start. That's a beginning. That helps keep you flexible so that as you get stronger, get more time, more energy, you'll be able to do a little bit more each and every day. And suddenly, without realizing it, the 30 minutes a day will become a normal part of your everyday life instead of something that you try to force yourself to do, that you don't enjoy, that you even sort of resent. You know, moving through your life should be joyful. I think of all the opportunities I've had here in the hills of West Virginia to walk. I'm lucky that I've got a park I can walk in most days and enjoy being out in the fresh air. I wouldn't trade any of those memories on that path that I've taken so many days for anything. There's a whole world to explore when you just get yourself outside in the fresh air and look around a little bit. I know this is sort of a ramble this morning, but the morning started out in an unpredictable way. I don't usually shovel a path to the place where I put my trash. Do it sometimes, but not often. So today got off a little bit differently and a little bit more focused. And I had just listened to Jody encourage all of us that wherever we are, whatever our limitations were, we could move more. And that's all part of being our healthiest, most active selves and living our very best lives. So today, I'm going to get up every hour on the hour, and time will be coming up before long for me to do another walkabout. I hope that you'll have a chance to move a little bit more today too, and that you will find by the time next week comes around, you're feeling a little bit more flexible and moving a little bit more freely and actually enjoying just being in your world and more active each and every day. You have a great day, and I'm going to go check because it started to snow again and I don't want it to get ahead of me today. Have a good one. Bye bye.